Hey, welcome back to another Haven't Read It video. Today is a story from AITAH, forcing my husband to choose between me and his mother in 4 updates. Our first part of the story, AITA, for forcing my husband to choose between me and his mother. I'm 31, female, and my fiance, 36 male, are set to get married in July this year. We met through a mutual friend earlier years ago, and our relationship progressed. He's literally the perfect guy. But the problem is his mother, Katie, fake name. Katie has been critical of me from day one. She often tells my husband that he could do better, and I am just an uneducated slum. I could usually disregard her, but when he proposed, she went to a whole new level. The main incident occurred when we went to visit her a few days ago to announce our engagement. My future husband excitedly showed her the ring, but she just grimaced. She looked at him, and I repeat said, "Are you really going to marry that R-word gold digger?" My husband laughed nervously, and we left quickly after. A little context, I have high-functioning autism. It doesn't affect me too much on a daily basis, but I have trouble interpreting emotion. After we got home, I sobbed and asked my husband to tell his mom this needs to stop. He didn't say much, just that he loves me and he will get better, but he can't say anything to his mom. When I pushed for answers, he said he can't do anything about it and left. His sister sent me a text later telling me I can't make him choose between me and his mother. I'm so confused because I literally didn't even ask him to do that. Is there something I'm missing? Top comment says, "Don't do this to yourself. Don't. Someone responds, "He's not the perfect guy. You're lying to yourself and letting yourself in for years of misery before she breaks you up." Someone says this. Second top comment says, "NTA, you aren't making him choose. His mommy is." Next comment says, "Maybe you could have your father call him an ugly dumb shit and then be like, 'Whoa, what do you want me to do about it?' NTA, but you're missing a spinal P. Grow it quickly." Next comment says, "Run. Don't entertain the idea of marrying this asshat. He doesn't deserve you. If your mom ever said anything of this sort to my spouse, she'd never see me or hear from me again. Major red flags." He isn't appalled and confronting it on sight. I'm just saying, girl, you don't want to deal with that the rest of your life. And you definitely don't want to deal with that during a divorce. So true. Asking to be treated with respect by your future husband's family is honestly bare minimum and goes without saying. He and his family don't seem to have the capacity to do that, and that's embarrassing for them. You deserve so much better than that. Please do not waste your time thinking it will change or get better. It won't. They are showing you who they are. Believe them. You will be better off. Someone says, "Here's your R word. Run." Run away from this guy. Someone else says, "Do not walk. Run. Thank your lucky stars you aren't married, just engaged. If you stay, your life will be a constantly living hell with a partner that won't ever stand up for you. Your children will receive the same treatment." Next comment says, "He has already chosen, and it's not you." And final comment says, "Run." Second part of the story. Update AITA for making my husband choose between me and his mother. Hey y'all, thanks so much for all of your replies. Sorry I didn't respond to any comments. I'm just in a really dark place right now. For the update, my fiance came home the next morning, 2 days ago, and started acting like everything was normal. He didn't even mention the fight we had. Finally that night I sat him down and asked him why he was acting normally. He responded that it was a minor fight and we shouldn't dwell on it. This made me mad because it was a big deal for me, and that fight made me question our relationship. I told him this, and he scoffed. In that moment, I looked at him and asked him, "Is it really not a big deal that your mother called me an R-word gold digger?" He just scoffed again and said something about her getting older and not knowing what that meant. I was done at that point. His mother is 63 years old and acts the same way she did when I met her years ago. I packed a bag, called my friend to pick me up, and left. I've been staying at her place since then. Not sure where my life is headed now. Top comment says, "He knows it wasn't a minor fight. He just knows you're in the right about it and didn't want to address it." Second comment says, "Your life is headed to freedom and happiness. Your boyfriend can remain tied to mommy forever. Maybe she can even learn to do that thing he really likes." Oh man. Some mothers just want their sons to be in relationships only with them. It's disgusting, man. Next part of the story says final update, but it's not the final update. OP is going to find a post from her ex on AITAH. We'll read that next. Final update. AITAH for making my fiance choose between me and his mother. Hey everyone, thanks so much for all of your support. I'm so tired of everything right now. Here is a final update, I hope. As some of you may have seen, my fiance posted an AITAH post earlier today. I haven't seen him since our last fight. He was pretty much getting destroyed in the comments, so that made me feel a little better. Here's a link to his post, which we're going to read next. So anyways, after he posts this, he calls me, and like an idiot, I pick up. And let me tell you, this man did not sound stable. First he was crying, begging for me back, and then he was screaming at me to get the F back here. It was heartbreaking to hear the man I thought I was going to marry sound so psycho. I recorded the call just in case I needed evidence, and then I hung up and blocked him everywhere. About an hour later, he shows up to my friend's house acting crazy and saying some things I can't repeat here. I called the police, and after they took him away, I left to stay at a hotel. My friend has been really supportive, but I can't put her in danger. I hope this is the final update, but if anything else happens, is there a different sub I can post in? I feel like I'm deviating from AITAH. Sorry if this isn't edited properly, I just can't with life today. Again, thanks for all the support. It truly means more to me than I can ever say. Alright, here's the ex's post. AITAH for sending my ex a book she used to love even though we're not on speaking terms. Hey Reddit, I know the title sounds bad, but hear me out. I, 26 male, recently went through a breakup with my ex-fiance, 31 female. It was over some tension between her and my mom. My mom made a few comments that I admit were out of line, but my ex blew it way out of proportion and ended things. She packed a bag, blocked me on everything, and hasn't spoken to me since. I've been giving her space for a few months. I haven't tried to call or show up anywhere, but recently I found a copy of this old book she loved, a really specific edition she talked about all the time, but never managed to find. I saw it at a secondhand shop and just figured, why not grab it? I didn't think much of it. I wrote a short note inside, just something like, thought you might like this. No pressure, take care. I didn't sign it, but I figured she'd know it was from me. I mailed it to her apartment. That's it. Well, a day or two later, her best friend, who still follows me, texted saying I crossed the line, especially since she's apparently seeing someone new now. I didn't know that for sure, but whatever. It's not like I sent her a love letter. It was a book that she likes. I get that boundaries matter, and I wasn't trying to ignore hers. I literally just saw something I knew she used to care about and wanted to pass it along. I didn't ask to talk. I didn't even expect a response. So yeah, AITAH. Top comment says, YTA, a big one, and you still can't see it. I'm so baffled at the audacity. I'll break it down to you as clearly as possible. Some tension between her and my mom. It's not some tension. Your mom insulted your fiance. It wasn't an out-of-line comment. It was full-blown insult. Calling her not only the R word, but also a gold digger, which, by the way, is also not tension between two people. It is full-on unilateral disrespect from your mom to your ex-fiance, which begs the question, did she continuously talk bad about her with you and your ex-fiance not present? Because then it would make the comment even worse. And newsflash, she didn't break up with you because of the tension between the two of them. She left you because you never had her back. She literally asked the bare minimum of you to just ask your mom not to say disrespectful, hurtful things about her. When you say, my ex blew it out of proportion, you have received hundreds of comments from both her posts and yours that it was not blown out of proportion. We all know what your mom said. Yet you still double down with thinking she's overreacting for expecting respect from you and your mom, and then thinking she's overreacting by distancing herself from people who do not respect her. Your comment, I've been giving her space. Yes, and you should continue to do so. Your comment, I get that boundaries matter. You quite literally don't, because you never enforce a boundary with your mom to respect your ex-fiance. So, of course, you also didn't respect her boundary for not wanting to hear from you again. Passing something she liked along is ignoring her boundary of not wanting to hear from you. So again, you quite literally don't get that boundaries matter. You could have tried reaching out through her friend first if you didn't want to ignore her boundary. But alas, you could have stood up for her when your mother quite literally disrespected her. OP responds, what does this have to do with anything though? Okay, I sent her a book. Not like I asked her to marry me. What's the big deal about that? The commenter responds to the ex, saying, it matters because of the way you downplay what actually happened. You are giving a milder context to the I sent a book to her. Context matters, nuance matters, your actions around her previous boundaries matter. If it was an amicable breakup, this entire "I sent her a book" would be different. Her reaction would have been different. The boundary is simply her not wanting you in her life. It doesn't matter if you sent her a book, a text, or a card. It has nothing to do with the content of your message. It's not like I asked her to marry me. It is irrelevant to the boundary. She doesn't want you to contact her for absolutely anything. I think the only exception would be to sincerely apologize, which I doubt you would as you keep downplaying what happened. But even then, you should only try to contact her friend first or simply ask her to pass on the message to her. And again, this just evidences even more you have zero clue what boundaries are. And final update. Update AITAH for making my fiance choose between me and his mother. Hey Reddit, so yeah, I wasn't going to update again, but even now, months after my last post, so many amazing people are asking for an update. I'm not even sure if people will see this, but here we are. Update. After we broke up and my ex found out I was dating again, he sent tons of passive-aggressive gifts to me. He posted about one here saying it was my favorite book. No. Loving your spouse when you feel like walking away was not on my to-read list, actually. Anyways, here's what happened. About a month ago, I found out my ex has a new girlfriend. I was honestly relieved. I kind of thought maybe he'd finally leave me alone. Yeah, no. About a month ago, I started getting DMs from this one girl. Stuff like, "You're pathetic, no wonder he's happier now," and "He told me what you did to him." Obviously, I blocked her, but for every account I blocked, there were 2 more ready to come at me. I eventually had to make my social media private. About 2 weeks later, I was out on a date when my ex and this new girlfriend just so happened to show up at the same place. He made a scene loudly accusing me of stalking him. I was literally eating dinner in a public restaurant. His girlfriend filmed it and posted it on TikTok with some caption about "that crazy ex." Me. Yes, me. I'm the crazy ex, guys. It blew up more than I ever expected. Not like millions of views, but enough that people I knew started sending me the video asking if it was me. Random strangers commented about how I'm a home wrecker, without even knowing the situation. I'm just so exhausted of everything. I want to move far away and get out, but my job just doesn't allow for that. I'm really just so done with him. I'm in the process of getting a restraining order now. I know this isn't the update y'all probably wanted, sorry. Top comment says, I know it doesn't feel like it, but ignoring them is the best revenge. I almost feel like this girl is not really his girlfriend, but just some chick he knows who is willing to help him try to bait you. Oh, that would be wild, wouldn't it? Get the restraining order, never speak to them. It will bother them the most, and eventually, they will stop simply because they aren't being fed any drama. Someone responds, OP dodged a missile, not a bullet. This guy would have made her life a living hell, and the crazy mother-in-law would have been an unending nightmare. Stay strong, OP. This will pass, and a lunatic ex will clearly reveal his true colors. Someone else says, well, now you can take the TikTok footage and all the texts and file a restraining order. Someone else says, please take your car to the mechanic and have them look for tracking devices. If you find one, you can take it to the police station and they can find out who put it there. It's time to look into stalking charges. Someone responds, yes, exactly. That was no coincidence. I didn't even think about tracking. That's crazy. That could be true too. Like, how would they know she was there and be there at the right time to create all that drama? I'm going to keep an eye on for any new posts for this story. Thanks for listening and see you guys in the next one. Bye.